saving, earning, investing money, having discipline, getting ahead in life, the results are real. So I guess that's what makes me an expert.
Awesome. And you're going where tomorrow?
Jamaica, Montego Bay. It's a surprise trip. The missus said, hey, let's go to Jamaica. And I was like, okay. They already had the babysitter set up, so we are out.
Fantastic. I love it. And if you can set up your life so that your success supports a lifestyle like that, where you're like, yeah, tomorrow I can go to Jamaica. No biggie. That's totally fine with me. Most entrepreneurs do not feel that they can just leave their business at a moment's notice. And I'm just going to stick in here that in my higher ed mastermind, we have a phrase because a lot of people were saying, I don't have the money to travel. And I said, okay, we're changing that. That is now, the more I travel, the more money I make. Okay, Jason, share with us, what's the first step in making sure that we're not being Superman while we're taking out the trash?
Well, what I like to tell people is to actually keep track of what they do on a daily basis and give people an action plan. When you start noticing what's actually giving you results and momentum, and then you start keeping track of what you're doing that doesn't, it's easier to eliminate those things that don't. I tell people all the time to avoid those short-term dopamine boosts, going through a drive-through, sitting around binge watching Netflix. Those aren't doing anything for your future. If you can have the discipline and notice what actually gets the results, and sometimes you need a mentor to close your gap to excellence, say, A to Z, you don't have to sing the whole alphabet. You just know how to put the hyphen there. It's really a lot easier to get that. And by the way, I love the travel things. One of the things I'm teaching is law of attraction marketing. So you're absolutely right. And in order to really be effective, you have to take care of yourself, reward yourself. That's it. That's the way.
I love it. All right. So you can just go from A to Z with the dash. You don't have to sing the whole alphabet. I like it a lot. What are some of the things that people do besides binge watch Netflix or drive through the McDonald's drive-through? What are some of the things that people are doing that is really just the tasks that they're rotely doing that's not improving their life at all?
Sure. I see people all the time that start something and don't finish it. It's one thing to be a continuous pivoter, but I'm ex-military, so I like to dig in. I like to figure out what's gone wrong and really be analytical so I can deliver the results that I'm going for. So what people need to really do is focus on their long-term goal. I tell people, imagine your why. In 3 years, let's say we've been working together, you have financial time and location freedom. Figure out how that feels, who's with you, where are you at, what are you doing? That's your why. That keeps you motivated. Now, you need to work backwards from there.
Make a list of all the things that, is that what you do? Like you go to the projection. I said this on an earlier one with Tara, that, okay, well, way out there in the future, I can definitely see I'm absolutely a bazillionaire. I'm on a yacht in Greece and I love my life. That's clear as day for me, right? But then you got to step back, and are you making a list of all the different things to get you there? Because I don't want to get stuck in the how hole, but I do want to make sure that I'm moving that direction.
Yes, I don't want anybody to sit around and use credit cards to buy cruises and vacations and start digging themselves into debt. What I teach people is how to save, earn, and invest money. Eventually, when you have enough money making money for you while you sleep, then you can take a portion of that money and reinvest it, but then you can take another portion and splurge on those vacations. If that's going to be your 3-year goal is to get there, you have to be disciplined enough to actually take the actions to get there. And you have to take your time getting there. You have to know what you're doing. I teach people about diversified multiple passive income streams because you don't want to ever put all your eggs in one basket. But there's a way that you can do it all at the same time.
Oh, I love all of this, and you are singing my song, because I will tell you that last summer I was in Spain walking the Camino del Norte, Camino del Santiago, and you walk across the country of Spain. I walked 800 kilometers. For those of you in America, that's 500 miles, and 800 kilometers all the way across the country. And I was gone from my job, from my entrepreneurship, not really, but I was out of touch for about 6 weeks. And during that time, I checked in once a week for about 90 minutes for Speakers Playhouse. But while I was walking, I'm walking with my 2 adult children, which was a phenomenal, life-changing experience, and it was absolutely amazing. But while I'm walking along, my PayPal chimes in like, oh, you got paid again. Oh, you got paid again. Oh, you got paid again. And that passive income that you create while you're walking across Spain is really phenomenal. But you can't do that unless you set those systems up in advance. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And I love automation, delegation, scaling, all those things. So to have a team in place that can take care of it for you while you're gone, and who knows, maybe even you had a phone and you had to shot a little content and had a little fun on the way. But to have a team in place that can run those things so you can just step back and let everybody else do their part because you've built something that's going to keep on rolling. It's a beautiful thing.
All right. So what's step number 1 on this journey to be able to make sure that we can be Superman and we can step into our true Superman or Wonder Woman and be able to not get stuck doing the things about taking out the trash but really step into being able to create those passive streams of income, the multiple streams of income, the possibilities for the future.
Absolutely. So I kind of laid all of this out in some of the trainings that we have. And I'm hoping we're going to get some people, if anybody's interested in the trainings, drop a 1 in the chat. But we have a financial literacy PDF and we have a boot camp. And the boot camp takes people through financial literacy, because that's an important one. Wealth mindset, because if you want to get there, you have to think about it. Social and emotional intelligence, character development training, trusted advisor training, alpha training, and stoicism training. And the reason we have those 8 core things in our boot camp, along with a bunch of affiliates that help people save, earn, and invest and live better, is because those are the things that help make me successful. That's the stuff that I'm constantly telling people, like when I'm finding people that come to me for advice and I'm realizing it's one of these 8 things that they need to address. I put it all together so anybody can take it and they can apply these tools to their life as they see fit. And they can literally walk in at their leisure. I don't want to make people uncomfortable, but if somebody has a goal and they're not hitting it, they might already be uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to get a little bit more uncomfortable, take away that Netflix time, do a little bit more learning, dive into your own future a little bit, and make it happen.
So one of your methodologies is helping people that are just stuck in that 9 to 5. And I think 9 to 5 is kind of a joke anyway, because entrepreneurs that are just starting out are not even working a 9 to 5. They're working like a 5 to 9, like 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. kind of thing, right? They are working their buns off and like working every minute. So you actually have a methodology to get people out of that stickiness, right?
Absolutely. We have a printout in the boot camp that teaches people how to actually track their own money. Along the process, after the boot camp, we give them a daily action plan. But we have a ton of tools that help people save money. You can lower somebody's health, home, or automobile insurance. You can save them money on gasoline, food, online shopping. All of these tools are in the club, because a lot of people, I tell them, if I help you make $1 million and you blow it all, I've done you no service. Wealthy people like free stuff. Wealthy people like to be cheap, because that's how they keep their wealth.